Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR Today, December 8th, 2021, the man they call Meathead, and the at-home, back from Blizzard Brawl in Milwaukee, Matthew Thomas. Good morning, Matthew.
Hey, good morning. Well, thank you very much for making me an honorary Wisconsinite for a few days there.
For Wisconsin's, I don't know.
That was quite fun being welcomed into your fair city.
Wisconsin's a state, but, it's a state of mind, really. So, Matthew, before we get into your thoughts on Blizzard Brawl 2021, I want to hear who takes care of us and who is very prominent at the big show on Saturday.
Well, that's Collar and Elbow Brand, available exclusively at collarandelbowbrand.com, and you can enter the promo code of the victorious Linda K at LINDAKAY. Save yourself 10%, get you all decked out in gear. And the thing of it is, save the date. Blizzard Brawl 2022 has already been announced. So go ahead, start stocking up on that Collar and Elbow Brand apparel right now to where I'd see us next year at Blizzard Brawl.
Absolutely. And again, congratulations to our team member, Linda, with her first singles match. Well, it wasn't a singles match, but her first match and victory in a 6-woman tag. Getting the pinfall victory. She started off as a referee, and like I said before, on the last couple of days, I popped huge when it did the basketball pull away, rip away shorts thing. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and honestly, she probably had the single-handedly best refereeing performance and outcome of the night. She can certainly say a lot more for herself than Earl Hebner, who was capacitated for near 20 minutes and then proceeded to screw over Cal.
We've always talked about it. It's always right in front of us. Earl came out to Bret Hart's music. Literally came right out to Bret Hart's music. And then, Earl, we watched him for 20 minutes, reach for the rope, lay on the bottom turnbuckle, fall down again, reach for the rope, lay on the bottom. Seriously, that whole corner of the ring was out because Earl took over. I honestly was going to get him a blanket and a cup of soup.
It's certainly the best ref bump sell job that I've ever seen firsthand. We honestly, though, that may have been the best ref bump sell job in the entire history of the business, because what you got at Blizzard Brawl was not just your traditional ref bump, refs out of the picture. No, you had Earl prone for a good 15 to 20 minutes while there's another referee.
In plain view.
While there's another referee in the ring. So,
no one attempted to resuscitate him either.
We need to talk to the building about their procedures there, because there was a banner for an ambulance service there.
Right. All right. Matthew, overall thoughts on the entire show before we get into our stuff today?
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic, man. I had an absolute blast, and not that I didn't expect anything otherwise. Only my second Blizzard Brawl, but Dave really outdid himself, and just an absolute well-paced semi-marathon of a show. Went close to 4 hours, no intermission, just paced very, very well. And the amount of talent that was there in addition to the people on the card was absolutely outstanding. I can't imagine there's anywhere else in the country that you go and get your money's worth like you did at Blizzard Brawl on Saturday night. The WrestleMania of the independents is a term that's been thrown around for a long time. And it was
coined by King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, it was absolutely accurate there. And I got to say, my second time in that building, but what an absolute gem of a building to have that venue in. I don't know that I've been in another spot that is that intimate on such a large scale, if that makes sense.
It was unbelievable. Like I said, from top to bottom, I have a new fan favorite. Not only are we broadcast journalists, but I'm also a fan as well. It's the PWR superstar, Matthew Thomas. I felt like I went to church, and I am now a member of the congregation. The Reverend Ronnie Roberts. Matthew, I'm telling you, this guy is a huge star. And can I get a yay man?
Oh, absolutely, yay man. That was my takeaway from the night. I knew of him peripherally. How do you say it? Peripherally or something like that.
Knew of him in association with OVW is what you knew of him.
Yeah. But seeing the guy absolutely And what a great choice to host that show. But no, I know that I'm going to be watching OVW a lot closer now. Not just because we know people there, but I want to see the Reverend as well.
Unbelievable. I literally across the building, they probably heard me yelling, "Yay, man!"
Just fantastic, man.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the news here real quick. It's one we've been sitting on for a little bit, but I thought it was apropos to kind of bring up this morning. Brian Cage, we haven't seen him in a while, and Brian Cage is still currently contracted to AEW. I believe he had stepped away after his last match with Ricky Starks due to some injuries, getting healthy again. We haven't seen Brian Cage wrestle in AEW. However, Brian Cage did wrestle a bunch of matches on the Jericho Cruise. So, and Tony Khan has always said this, anything that happens on Jericho Cruise, that is canon in AEW. So, still officially, Brian Cage is with AEW.
Yeah, and the thing with Cage, we really haven't seen a lot of AEW doing this. With them having their YouTube shows, with them having 2 shows, they generally try to feature everybody in some capacity to keep everybody, quote unquote, current. This might be, this might be AEW's first kind of, okay, this guy's still under contract, but he's not injured. We're just going to keep him off of TV for a while and make him, new and impactful again. And I think Cage is one of those people that,
I like what you did there. Impactful
and Impact Wrestling. Yeah. You're probably not going to do it because you got to make a case with the rankings and whatnot. But he is foreseeably somebody you can keep off of TV for a month or two. He comes back and he's, a viable contender for your title, which would ultimately get you Cage and Page. Not saying that would happen, but I think that the effect there is that when he does come back, he's somebody you can shoot right to the top of that card.
Okay. Well, again, they could bring him in one of those casino battle royal types too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's how, Hangman and Page got in. We could finally get one of our Cage Page matches. I have one more note that I want to bring up here. This we didn't talk about in the pre-show here, Matthew, but I need to bring it up. Proof of vaccination or negative COVID test required to enter the AEW Dynamite at UBS Arena tonight as well. So tonight's show, to go to the show, folks, if you are in the New York area and you're heading to the show, you have to have proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test required. Now, I don't know if they're doing testing on site, or I don't know if you have to show, you've gotten the results in the last whatever. I don't know. That's not me. But all guests 12 and over at the AEW Dynamite Rampage televised live event at the UBS Arena on Long Island this Wednesday, December 8th, will be required to present proof of full vaccination shots or proof of a negative COVID-19 test to enter the arena. Thoughts?
Yeah, and this is, I imagine it's something either being done by the state or the venue.
It's pursuant to New York State.
Yeah, I got you. I know, not saying that, this is going to happen there, but I know, several concerts I attended at Red Rocks this summer, they actually had, instant testing on site there. So if it was something that, slipped through the cracks or somebody didn't have it, you could go in and get it done there.
I've never spit out where I actually stand on all that stuff, but if they have rapid testing there, whatever. Rapid test me. I don't really care.
Do you say rapid, RAPID, or rabbit to see if you've got rabies?
Oh, I'm going to be checked for rabbits in my hat.
Well, I mean, because the thing why you would need to do that is rabbits do get past metal detectors. That's that. How many
Unless they're wearing that studded collar like they normally do.
How many wrestling shows or concerts have you gone to that's been ruined by just the unruly rabbits, man? I think probably more than a few, right?
That's why they always had wabbit season instead of duck season. Let us move on. Thank you. We didn't really talk about Rampage from Friday night, with the big Blizzard Brawl weekend. But Matthew, I want to talk about Rampage. Did you see it?
I did. I saw it right before I went to Blizzard Brawl, man. All of my wrestling's kind of running together.
That's what I'm saying. Right before you packed your go bag.
That's right.
It was at the Gas South Arena in Duluth, Georgia. It was Sammy Guevara and the premier athlete, Tony Nese, for the TNT Championship. You know what? Sammy still looks solid. Hit the GTH on Nese, and he is still the TNT Championship champion.
He is, but my goodness, Nese had a great performance, and we need to see more of Nese, man. That guy is an absolute star.
Jade Cargill with smart Mark Sterling taking on a young lady called the Kick Demon. Janaya Kai. This is a student of Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa on commentary. You know, Tony Khan on Busted Open Radio this last week made a great point that Jade said, look, you know, you guys can keep talking about how Thunder Rosa is going to be on commentary. She won't be talking long. I don't get paid by the hour. I get paid by the match. I'm going to make this real quick so that way she ain't going to run her mouth. This was a quick match.
Yeah, here's the thing. Jay's an absolute star. She's got a great look, and I think that she is, you know, part of the future of that women's division of that company. The concern that I have is it's another Jade squash match, another really, really quick Jade match. We have not gotten a lot of lengthy back and forths with Jade, and I think it'll come. Yeah, I think it'll come eventually, but I see
she's taking on Thunder Rosa next.
Yeah. I just I'm very curious by this because it just makes you wonder how much potential greenness they can be hid, you know, with these multiple squash matches. So yeah. I want her to be fantastic in ring because she has such a unique look. Like you've always said, you know, I believe it's a Vince McMahon or something ism, you know, but see that person in the airport, you know, are you going to think that's somebody? Jade, you absolutely think that's somebody. I'm very curious to see the in-ring presentation and, you know, back and forth with matches. Matches get there. I'm very curious as to what happens, you know, with Thunder Rosa here.
The main event was a big one. The Death Triangle, which was going to be the Bastard Pack and one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Penta El Zero Miedo, taking on the AAA Tag Team Champions, FTR. They've got a great rivalry going on. This was supposed to be Lucha Brothers and FTR. Obviously, Ray Phoenix not able to make it. So Pac taking his spot. Pac is down one eye thanks to Malachi Black. And he's wearing a serious eye patch right there. This match got pretty brutal, but at the end, Pac got blinded again. Yeah. Pac lost his second eye. Malachi Black showed up, spit in that eye, and then ran his hand in it or his thumb in it, and Pac's blood was all over Malachi Black's hand.
I'm never really comfortable with eye angles like this, you know, going back to Mysterio just last year, and Rollins. But, I think that the takeaway Black and Pac is going to be a heck of a feud. And I know there's a lot of stables, this, that, and the other. Just give me those two. Give those two right there. That feud, I think, could be a feud of the year across all promotions if done correctly.
You know, Penta El Zero Miedo lost his mask again. And, you know, Alex came in and covered his head with his jacket. But as they're just beating Pac, Alex never got up. What's more important, Pac's eye or Penta's face?
I don't know, man. That's
well, we saw where Alex went.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. So there's multiple storylines they can work here.
So I mean, keep an eye on that. Pun intended. Let's talk NXT. First off, Matthew, you said you were able to view NXT. I know you were traveling while the show was on, but you were able to see NXT War Games.
I was.
Takeaways.
I watched it when I got back here. I thought it was a good show. I really liked the women's match to open. I think they told a great story there. That's probably my match of the night there. You know, even though it would have gotten you points, man, I'm a little bit disappointed Gacy did not win the title. I really thought that was the right call. Main event went like you know, we thought it would. That was to feature Braun Strowman and have him get that big
over.
Get that big win. And yes, my goodness. Can you not see how confused I am with all this wrestling over the weekend, you know?
Cameron Grimes did not lose his hair because he already got a bit of a haircut, but Duke Hudson lost it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. This feud is just that, to me, should have been the climax there. We'll probably discuss it when we actually cover the NXT from last night. But yeah, I mean, it was what it was, but I'm ready to move on. I can't say these two together really captivate me.
Yeah. And the big news out of the tag team title situation was that Kyle O'Reilly got attacked at the end by oh my God, his name is slipping me right now. Von Wagner.
Yeah.
Von Wagner went after Kyle O'Reilly, which is going to lead us right into, and I did this on purpose, NXT from last night. It opened up with a cage match. Apparently, it was a cage kind of weekend, man. We had cages all day Sunday, cages on Monday on Raw, cages on Tuesday on NXT. Von Wagner, Kyle O'Reilly in the cage, and Von Wagner going over Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, and I like the psychology there. Anything goes. I don't know why we don't see more people just going straight for the groin, man.
Right.
Like just do it anytime.
There's no DQ.
Yeah, there's no DQs. Just go straight for the groin, and we got it. And in a lot of ways, man, psychologically, this makes so much sense. So, yeah, and I like single Kyle O'Reilly better. I think
let's not accuse WWE of having like proper psychology in there, because I've complained over and over on the 24/7 championship when they have proper matches where the rules are turned off.
Yeah.
Get DQ'd. He's laying there. The match is over. Pin him.
100%. Yeah. So maybe they're getting there.
Maybe. The winner of the match, Von Wagner, and then afterwards he beat Kyle O'Reilly down.
Yeah. Now this was to get Von Wagner over, and if you really look at the way they bookended that show last night, I mean, it was to get a crop of young talent over.
Yeah. Joe Gacy backstage, and you talked about it. Really, we think that he should have won the Cruiserweight Championship, but just because he didn't win it doesn't mean he's not going to try to get the name of that belt changed and the name of that show changed. He's going to change the name of a show that promotes such exclusivity, which is apparently 205 Live. I thought him winning a belt would be somewhat, but he doesn't need to win a belt apparently to get that started.
No, keep giving me this Joe Gacy. I think he is the highlight of NXT on a weekly basis for me. One of the best characters in that entire company right now.
The Diamond Mine's out there, but they're interrupted by Braun Breaker. And is Breaker a face now or a heel? Even though he's 1-1 with Tommaso Ciampa, he's kind of. I honestly think he's the lead of the show of the 2.0, and I think he's face.
I think he is
intense face.
Yeah. I mean, just because he was opposite, the original NXT at War Games was not to be conflated with a heel turn. I think he is face, and you're exactly right. He is. He is, no pun intended, the face of that show.
The Creed brothers taking on Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs. I'm having a hard time because it's BJ and JB. I mean, if we're getting Jeremy Borash and then, whatever, BJ and JB, it confuses me. But really, that match is there. I love the announcement of they're going to reveal the Shaman later tonight. All right. But the Creed brothers and Brooks Jensen, Josh Briggs, Jensen and Briggs with the big wing. Grizzled young veterans are at the commentary table. Remember, minus Beth, who technically retired on Sunday. She's done, and she's not going to be calling NXT anymore. Your thoughts on Jensen and Briggs?
It was all right. It was, there and served the purpose that it needed to last night. But you're right. I think the center of the tag team division last night hinged upon the announcement of the Shaman.
Von Wagner says War Games are over. Kyle is over, but his War Games have just begun. He walks off, and Robert Stone walks up, but McKenzie sends it back to the announcer. So apparently nothing from Robert Stone. I want Robert Stone to be featured and working there, but I also fear for his job security as well every time these releases come up. I'm going to skip over it because it's on my mind, and I want to talk about it now. We'll come back to Duke Hudson and Cameron Grimes. MSK meets the Shaman. Matthew, the Shaman is Raw Tag Team Champion, the bro, Matt Riddle.
I don't not enjoy a Riddle segment. Now, what concerns me is you go to Raw, you go to this, they know what they've got, and there is seemingly so little else connecting right now.
Yep.
It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and we'll just stretch him out over as many segments.
Are they watering down the original bro?
I don't think they are, and I think that's a testament to how great of a character he is. Like, as much as we saw him out there Monday night, at some point you should have gotten, you should have started to tire of that dynamic, but the guy just gets better and better. I don't think they're watering him down. I don't think it's taking away anything from him, but I think to a certain extent it's WWE playing their hand in the fact that this is one of the only things that we've got that's connecting. So we are just going to stretch it out over 3 hours of Raw and now stretch it out over 2 hours of NXT.
Well, there's no saying if it'll be there every week, but maybe they can pre-tape some segments with them, and then maybe they did a bunch of segments and they're all in the can already. Who knows?
Yeah, but you got to think. I mean, it's them trying to put some of that, that Riddle buzz on MSK.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, Duke Hudson and Cameron Grimes. Duke is rocking the Vince McMahon / Kurt Angle wig because they failed to acknowledge that they've been shaved bald.
Yeah. At the very least, what I hope from this is we somehow get.
I think Duke Molly had the wig too for a while.
Yeah, we somehow get Duke away from being the poker player. Like Duke Hudson, when they had the breakout tournament, I was so impressed with the guy's promo, with his presentation. And I don't think this character needs a gimmick per se. And the whole, this is the poker player guy.
A gimmick that was stomped on in a month.
Yeah, it's just been it's detracted a little bit, from this. So I hope we get Duke. I hope we get Duke coming into his own to a certain extent, and I think in order for that to happen, he's got to get over on Grimes at this point.
And Grimes offered to have a no holds barred match, so they accept the challenge and start brawling. But Duke retreated to the floor. Grimes grabs his wig, tries to rip it off, but Hudson got away. This is a big gimmick. This is one of the 2.0 gimmicks, and it was stepped on and snuffed out in a month.
Yeah, and again, you're coming off of an end of the feud type of stipulation, like a hair versus hair match, and then you are perpetuating it with another gimmick, and it feels like they're kind of grasping for straws. I really wish Cameron and Hudson would go and kind of do their own thing from here.
In the backstage, Briggs and Jensen are celebrating. It's Kushida and Ikemen Hero walk in and congratulate them. That is jacket time. You also see the new character in the back, Karen Q's old name, now Wendy Chu, laying on a couch last week during the segment with Indy Hartwell and Persia Perota. They got a lot of people on TV, but I didn't get a lot of progress here.
No, and that kind of felt like this, all last night was, you're featuring a lot of people, but I don't feel like we're necessarily going and we're making major strides for anybody.
NXT North American Champion Carmelo Hayes taking on the returning Dexter Loomis. Now, by DQ, he won Dexter Loomis, so maybe that means that he'll get a title shot, but not time to take the belt off Carmelo Hayes yet.
No, it's not, but I think it's a step in the right direction with featuring Loomis. I think that's been one of their things here. You've got another really successful character in Loomis that I just don't think is featured enough.
Matt Riddle, also the shaman, showing out to MSK what it was in the bag. And whoa, bro. I mean, if it would have shined gold, that would have been great, just like they did in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, again, give me some interaction between Riddle and Loomis at some point down the road.
Oh, yeah. Because, again, Randy at least talks.
Yeah,
Randy, dude, Dexter Loomis just stares.
Yeah.
NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Gigi Dolan and JC Jane taking on Valentina Perez and Yulisa Leon. This was just a match to feature Toxic Attraction, and they came on the microphone. Excuse my hiccups here. They came on the microphone shortly after. Mandy Rose says how it's done and where they stand even after the War Games. They are the baddest biatches in town.
Yeah, and it's designed to get them a win on TV and get them right back in the swing of things. I think Toxic Attraction, that, along with Braun Breaker, probably your two biggest...
You got the same thing I got, apparently. We're not even in the same room.
Yeah, apparently your two biggest mainstays with NXT 2.0 right now. I mean, that is the male and the female division of NXT 2.0. So I think you need to feature them weekly. You need to feature them a lot, and you need to feature them strongly.
Santos Escobar taking on Zion Quinn. The story of this one was that Zion Quinn had brass knuckles slid onto his hand. How did that happen?
I mean, how many times have you just, there's some brass knuckles there?
Like
I think it actually, it happened over the weekend, I think, to you, right?
Yeah, that was when somebody's trying to put chicken bones on my plate. So.
Yeah. You gotta watch those.
Let's continue on here. Candice LeRae and the dog backstage, Johnny Gargano walking up, kissing, and then heading to the ring. This is really what looks to be the swan song for Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. I love Johnny's references to, hey, you know what? They're not airing Chucky tonight. I think it's London Has Fallen, so Heartbreak said I could go as long as I want. What was the other reference you caught?
La Femme Nikita. He said he was much more of a La Femme Nikita kind of guy. I mean, that popped me. The only thing that could have been better is if maybe he mentioned silk stockings.
Silk stockings, yep. Or I mean, if we're gonna have like Psych or any of those coming up.
Yeah.
So, Grayson Waller ended it, and you could see, as Johnny's talking, he's getting a little teary-eyed. You could see people yelling and screaming, pointing to the side.
Yeah.
And Grayson Waller attacked from behind and laid out Gargano.
I will say they stuck with that for way too long because, by the time that you actually got the visual, it was not a surprise at all.
Right, it was anticlimactic because of how close they are to the crowd.
Yeah, and then you wonder too, like, what's wrong with Gargano? The fact that he can't take away the context clues that all of a sudden this crowd that's been so respectful to him and cheering his baby has all of a sudden become unruly.
Baby wrestling.
But,
all right, Matthew, that was NXT for last night. What we hadn't got to, again, busy weekend, but there is an update in the PWR Draft for 2021. The man they call Meathead, the only one with competitors at NXT War Games. Isn't that wild? Isn't that something? So, the man they call Meathead scoring 75 points, neither of his competitors winning, but Joe Gacy with an appearance, a match, a loss for 30 points. Mandy Rose with an appearance, a match, and a specialty for 45 points. That's a total of 75 points. The new total is brought to you by the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe. 2,830 for Meathead, 2,580 for Linda, 2,545 for Matthew Thomas. You guys are just picking up my scraps.
Like what I like, or quintessentially, we're gnawing at your chicken bones, right?
You are gnawing at my chicken bones.
Well, here's what I like to call the home stretch. We got day one, we got Rumble, we got the one in between the Rumble and Mania,
usually
which could potentially be Elimination Chamber or Fastlane or Road Bump or Pit Stop or
Armpits or whatever you're calling them.
Yeah, or a rest. Oh, man. Maybe they'll just go with my suggested theme of rest area this year.
Well, we know what you've done. We saw something about Mary. We know what you kind of people do at the rest areas.
Hey, I mean, it's it's kind of.
When I mean you people, I mean you people that pick up bodies and get rides. Hitchhikers trying to make the 7-minute abs, 6-minute abs.
Well, the good thing about a rest area compared to like a gas station is you can just, you can get off and get back on.
Yikes! I think you need to change your wording.
You know what I mean?
All right, Matthew. But again, also thank you to all of those out at Blizzard Brawl. Matthew, we do an audio podcast. And it's nice to talk to the people that actually know who we are, even though we don't put our faces on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, though. Like, it's one of those things where, like, you hear us. I think if you hear us enough, in your mind's eye, we look exactly like you think we would look.
That is something I've never, ever heard about myself. I've been told I have a face for radio. Thank God I'm on radio and not on TV because, boy, oh boy, nobody would want to look at this face. I got quite the punum.
And by that, I mean, I think that's a compliment, right? Put them is something positive.
Yeah, that's definitely not it. For Matthew Thomas, on the man they call Meathead, we will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. We'll talk everything from Dynamite tonight. So long, everyone.